and sorry to say that we're heading into our final session of the day, our partner panel on the Shopify features that drive the greatest growth. So I'm going to be joined on stage, hopefully right about now, by some real e-commerce experts. I dread to think how many years of experience in the Shopify space that they have between them. If everybody can join me on stage, let's meet the team. We have Brian. Hey, Brian.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Joe.
Hello.
Fantastic. Hopefully we have, excellent. And one more to go. Let's get started with our introduction. So Brian, coming to you first, what do you do and where do you do it?
Hi, everyone. My name is Brian. I am the head of partnerships for EMEA for Nosto, and we are a commerce experience platform that mainly focuses on creating personalized shopping experiences.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brian. It's great to have you here today. SJ, let's come to you next. Oh.
Hello. Hi, everyone. SJ here from Just Uno. Our experience really lies with the on-site experience and creating something via pop-ups. So I'll be excited to talk about that and hear from everyone today.
Amazing. It's great to have you. Joe, how about you?
Hey, Joe Fazzolari. I'm a tech partner manager here at Gorgeous. Gorgeous really is the customer support, customer experience platform for e-commerce brands.
Amazing. John, over to you.
Good afternoon. Good to see everybody. John Knott, Director of Ecosystem Partnerships at Tapcart. If you're unfamiliar, we're the leading mobile commerce solution used by over 4,000 Shopify and Shopify Plus brands. Excited to be here today.
Fantastic. And last but very much not least, Erin.
Hello, everyone. I am Erin Watt, one of the tech partner managers over at Triple Whale. And for those who are not familiar, Triple Whale, we are an all-in-one analytics platform that consolidates all of your data into one single user-friendly dashboard. So we integrate with big platforms like Shopify, BigCommerce, Google, and Meta, but we also integrate with tools like Gorgeous and Klaviyo so that we can just offer you that really beautiful holistic view of who your customers are, where they came from, what they're buying, and of course, how much it costs to acquire them.
Amazing. Thank you all. As you can see, an all-star cast of people that know Shopify inside out. So I'm actually going to kick off with a Loyalty Lines feature. Now, this is a feature that our product team has been extremely excited about this year. And that feature is, drumroll please, checkout extensibility. If you're wondering why we're particularly interested in this topic, I think this quote really says it all. Shopify describes the checkout as a fundamental driver of e-commerce success. However, as you can see here, they also believe that it's about more than just transactions. So Shopify sees the checkout as the place to build lasting relationships with customers. And funnily enough, as a loyalty platform, we are all about those long-lasting relationships. So moving on to the detail and the next slide, please. I'm sure you're all aware that across this year, Shopify has been deprecating the old checkout.liquid functionality and replacing it with extensibility. Why is this a good move? In Shopify's own words again, extensibility gives brands a faster, better performing, more secure, upgrade safe option. Can't really argue with that, can you? So it's all around better, it's more robust. That's great news. But how does that actually help you drive growth? Well, there are a few ways. First of all, extensibility, it's a hard word to say, but it is much, much easier to customize. It's pretty much drag and drop. So it's much faster to set up an amazing checkout experience and then use that time that you've saved on other exciting growth initiatives. Secondly, extensibility allows you to integrate more of the apps and the tools that you're using across your store directly into the checkout without scripts or coding. This is such an enormous improvement, not just because it means you'll be able to drive a better ROI on all the technology that you're using, but also because you'll be able to deliver an infinitely better checkout experience, which in turn will help you improve conversion, reduce cart abandonment, and just boost your entire customer experience as a whole. If we can jump to the next slide, I'm just going to give you a quick example of how this can work. And I'm going to use Loyalty Lines redeem points at checkout functionality as the example. Now, this is one of our most popular and highly adopted reward functions, and it basically allows loyalty program members to redeem their points for a discount directly in the checkout. But previously, it's been a bit tricky to set up. As I said before, you need codes, you need scripts, and whatever else. Now, Loyalty Line users can add this functionality to the checkout by just dragging it in and dropping it wherever they want it in the page layout. So then loyalty program members can see how many points they have available, and they can apply those points for a discount as they check out. And this is super quick to set up, but it's greatly going to increase both the exposure of your loyalty program, but also the redemption of rewards as well. And as such, really positively impacts the success of your program and the growth of your store. The product team gave me some really nice stats. So far, we've actually found that brands using this functionality have seen a 45% increase in checkout reward redemptions since migration to extensibility. So pretty awesome results. So whistle-stop tour of Loyalty Line's favorite Shopify feature that is driving growth. Now I'm going to hand over to Joe from Gorgeous.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Fee. The checkout extensibility stuff is really cool. I actually learned just last week that Gorgeous is working on our integration to that feature as we speak. So pretty exciting stuff. Anyway, getting back on track here. Like I said, my name's Joe. I'm a tech partner manager here at Gorgeous and actually a former Shop folk. I was there most recently towards the end of 2022. So during a very exciting time at Shopify. My feature that I'm going to be talking today about is not as fancy and new and exciting, but it's one that I think is really underrated in my opinion. It's called draft orders. Yeah, definitely taken for granted and overlooked, but invaluable really for your business. It's, in my opinion, like tool one-on-one in terms of providing your customers with a personalized care and attention. It can do anything from custom bulk orders to even phone sales. But as we'll see, leveraging this with AI-powered tools like Gorgeous AI Agent can really take it to the next level. So we'll continue on to the next slide here. Let's dive into it. So for those that don't know or are in that overlooked camp, draft orders essentially lets you as a merchant create orders for your customers. These are especially useful when dealing with special requests because you can customize them, apply discounts, add taxes, and then send it off to your customer for payment or even mark it as paid yourself. So some examples would include, like I said, those custom orders for clients who contact you outside of your website, think like phone or even in person at the POS, handling pre-orders or out of stock items, which we know is never an easy task, adding discounts or special pricing terms that aren't available publicly to customers on your store. So the way I see it, draft orders really are an incredible tool to allow you to personalize the journey for your shoppers. So that being said, while draft orders offer that incredible flexibility, handling any sort of volume of them can quickly get complex and overwhelming. And that's really where Gorgeous and AI Agent come into play. So moving on along here, level one of Gorgeous's integration, just on the next slide. Level one of Gorgeous integration with Shopify draft orders is the ability to create and manage draft orders right from within the Gorgeous screen. Your agents can whip them up and review them right from the appropriate ticket that they're working on with the shopper. So this is incredibly valuable as an agent who's doing their best to offer expert customer service, since they really don't want to have to do window gymnastics, jumping from screen to screen. It's all in that Gorgeous pane of glass. Taking it to the next level on the next slide here, level two is Gorgeous AI Agent, and it takes managing draft orders to the next level by streamlining the process for your support team. And it works kind of like this. When a customer requests a custom order via email, AI Agent identifies the intent and assists your team by helping to create or update a draft order. It can even automate the response, reducing that back and forth and saving valuable time for your agents. I'm sure this is music to many of your ears because really, let's face it, sometimes teaching humans your custom to your brand, custom order process requires a quasi-custom degree in custom process science. I don't know about you, but I'll gladly hand this type of work over to the AI. For instance, AI agents can send reminders to customers when unfinished draft orders are unpaid, invoices helping to really close more deals. So for businesses handling a high volume of customer orders, this integration enhances operations and improves customer satisfaction all at the same time. I think it's pretty obvious. So on the next slide here, we can talk about how, it's pretty obvious that merchants who integrate AI agent to handle draft orders have seen significant reduction in that manual workload. It's nearly not uncommon to see 30% increases in efficiency when using AI agent to manage things like draft orders. And this isn't just about saving time, it's about ensuring your team can scale as your business grows. So really, in conclusion, while Shopify's draft orders feature offers remarkable flexibility, like we talked about, integrating it with AI agent allows your business to streamline communication, enhance customer engagement, and reduce the manual effort required to manage custom orders. So if you're already using draft orders in Shopify, consider how AI agent can amplify your operations. I encourage you to explore this integration to unlock the full potential of automation in your e-commerce business. And I just want to thank you for your time, and feel free to reach out to me to learn more about some of the cool BFCM pricing promotions that we're having here at Gorgeous ahead of the busy holiday season.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, we've talked a lot about AI over the past 2 days, actually, and there's a definite difference between AIs coming to steal your jobs and actually AI can make your life a whole lot easier. So
100%. Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, John, we're going to be passing over to you next.
Wonderful. Thanks, Fee. I'm happy to be here. I'm really excited to talk about Shopify Markets, which is an incredibly extensive product that Shopify has released over the past few years. It allows customers to localize based on region and language, giving shipping options that are relevant for customers regarding where they're shopping, and really unlocks brands' ability to scale to new and exciting markets. So you can go to the next slide there. If you're unfamiliar, this is a $7.9 trillion opportunity, which is an insane number that doesn't even seem real. But it's exciting when you kind of dig a little bit deeper, right? Cross-border commerce is growing at double the rate of domestic commerce, right? That means that 1 in 5 e-commerce sales is a cross-border sale. That's up from 15% in 2016 and 22% in 2022. It's just easier. Shopify has made it easier for you to sell into new and exciting markets as an opportunity to scale your brand, right? And 76% of online shoppers have made a cross-border purchase in 2021. I make cross-border purchases probably like once a month, right? And I'm sure that we're not too dissimilar in that sense. You can go to the next slide there. But there is obviously a bit of a challenge, right? Consumers want to shop in their language. They want to shop with the currency that they're used to, with payment options that they're used to, and they want to understand when the product is going to get there, right? 27% of Shopify's store traffic is coming from visitors outside of a store's domestic market, right? So that's 27% of the time. It's possible that customers are not able to shop in a language that they're able to understand. And potentially not able to purchase in a currency that they're able to purchase in, right? And that leads to 50% of international customers converting, which is obviously a little less than we would like. Go to the next slide there. We just did a Black Friday, Cyber Monday survey, or I guess this was a survey, yes, but a part of a larger Black Friday, Cyber Monday post. Some of our partners on the call today were a part of that as well. And it said that 81% of consumers plan to shop via a mobile app this Black Friday, right? That's an insane number. That's up from 68% last year. This is saying that 81% of the customers out there are looking to shop on a mobile app, right? Whether it be from Amazon directly that has encouraged this behavior. Now, you see lots of Fortune 200 companies that have mobile apps as well. And so customers are being trained to shop in this way. And so how do brands rather meet the demands of those customers? By being able to offer Shopify Markets inside of a mobile app as well. So you can go to the next slide there. You can go one further. We've talked about that. Cool. So understanding the power of localization, right? So Shopify allows you to select new markets that you want to sell in, right? You can add Mexico, you can add Spain, you can add whatever market would make sense based on the understanding that you have of where your customers might be. And again, that allows you to localize, which means you're going to have a relevant language based on IP address. you're going to be able to have a currency based on the preference of the merchant, right? In TapCart, you're able to easily select which currency that you'd want to shop in, and it also allows you to have international taxes and duties be compliant right there inside of the app as well. So across the entire gamut, if you go to the next slide there, customers are able to see, they're able to have their currency selection right inside of the app. They're able to see updated currencies based on what they would like to see, right? That image on the left there, where you're able to select which image. You can have shipping support from across the world. And obviously we're supporting local payment methods like Alipay, UnionPay, whatever would make sense for that region as well. So the TLDR, the opportunities to scale outside of your domestic market doesn't have to be as scary as it used to be. And Shopify Markets has made it much easier for brands to consider being able to do so. One thing I didn't mention that I'm sure Brian's going to talk about is that our search and merchandising integrations like Nosto are able to obviously localize a lot of the actual product data too. So I'll tee it up for Brian to dig a bit deeper there about how Nosto is able to do so.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks, John. It makes a lot of sense. Great feature to talk about because, when you think about growth and how to grow a Shopify store, once you've maxed out your local market, the next step really is cross-border and extending your market. And an app makes so much sense to reach those different audiences as well. Thank you so much. Erin, we are coming on to you.
Hello again, everyone. Erin here again from Triple Whale and joining from Toronto. So just want to give a really quick shout out to my fellow Canadians tuning in. Also, obviously, a warm welcome to everyone tuning in from around the world. Just very happy to be here. So today I'm going to actually explore how Shopify customer tags can help brands drive growth, and also how Shopify customer tags can also work with analytic tools like Triple Whale. So let's just start by actually reviewing all the benefits of actually using Shopify customer tags. So the first, it's all about enhanced segmentation. So tags just really allow you to segment your customers based on either their behavior or preferences or even purchase history. This can lead to highly targeted campaigns that just resonate better with specific groups. So for example, you can create a campaign that rewards repeat buyers with loyalty perks from Loyalty Lion, or giving first-time visitors some special offers. It also just really helps to improve personalization. So tags, you can actually deliver a more personalized shopper experience by understanding each customer's preference. So this just makes product recommendation and also your promotions just a lot more relevant, boosting satisfaction and also increasing repeat purchases. And customer Shopify tags can also help with efficient data management. So tags will also help organize customer data, making it super easy to analyze and also gain insights. This allows you to spot trends like which segments are most profitable or what products are popular with certain groups, leading to smarter business decisions. And then lastly, targeted marketing. So with tags, you can now create that better segmentation and personalization, making your marketing that much more focused. So this will just reduce wasted ad spend and also make campaigns more effective, ultimately driving conversions and fostering customer loyalty. All right, so the next slide, please. Okay, so now that we understand the benefits of customer tags, let's dive into a practical example of how customer tags can also work with tools like Triple Whale to create just a really powerful marketing strategy. So I just want everyone to take a moment and I want you to just imagine that you're running an online store that is selling hair care products. So you want to increase repeat purchases by targeting customers who have previously bought a specific product line. So for this example, we want to target customers who purchased from your curly hair essentials line. Next slide, please. So in Shopify, you can tag customers who purchased from your curly hair essentials line and then label those customers in a segment, and they could be called like curly lovers. So this will just help you build a segment specifically interested in curly hair products. So once your curly lover segment is created, tools like Triple Whale's cohort analysis will allow you to actually track this group's performance over time. So these insights will now help you to understand how their engagement and purchasing behavior evolves, enabling you to fine-tune your marketing strategies to retain them and also encourage repeat purchases. And to the next slide, please.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so now with these insights from Triple Whale's cohort analysis, you can now confidently create personalized email campaigns, such as offering discounts or even bundle deals on your new curly hair essential products. So tailor the messaging to highlight products, the product benefits, as well as using language and visuals that resonate with your curly lovers segment. And Triple Whale's creative analysis tool, Creative Cockpit, just really helps you to assess how different ad creatives perform, enabling you to identify which visuals and messaging generates the best engagement and conversions. So this just lets you refine your ads for even stronger results. And to the next slide, please. Awesome. So once your campaign is live, you just want to ensure that you're targeting only your tagged curly lover customers. So this focused approach not only gives you more accurate results for retargeting, but also drives better outcomes, since messaging tailored to existing customers won't necessarily convert new ones. And then with Triple Whale's real-time dashboard, you can actually monitor key metrics like the purchase frequency, average order value, and conversion rates for your curly lover segment. So the real-time data really just gives you that instant feedback, allowing you to make quick adjustments if certain segments like your curly lover segment isn't responding as expected. And you can tweak the campaign, whether that means changing the offer or adjusting the creative or maybe refining your messaging. So by combining Shopify's customer tags with Triple Whale's insights, you can continually optimize your campaign. So this approach not only will boost conversions, but also deepen your customer loyalty and improve overall effectiveness of your marketing efforts. And that's everything.
Amazing. Thanks, Erin. I love that. I mean, I love the fact that you could, from day one, start setting up the tags, and then you can track the performance of those cohorts all the way through. So even if you're not in a position to necessarily market to each one individually from the get-go, you've got the tags, you can see how they're behaving, and you can go from there.
Exactly. Amazing. Yeah, thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And next, Brian, I believe we're coming to you.
Thank you so much. Good to see you, everyone. I want to say I'm going to add loads of valuable insights, but actually it's perfect for me following on from Erin and John, because everything that you've both spoken about, I could just say what they said, which is really helpful, which for me, I don't mind at all. But we've also, I mean, from my point of view, wanted to speak a little bit about Shopify Markets. When it comes to scaling and that element of growth, sometimes that internationalization and that scaling can become a bit of a daunting experience. This one feature within Shopify, as it moves more now to Shopify International, I think they're calling it now, gives people the ability to be able to target those different areas or different regions, as John said, in different ways. As I explained at the start, Nosto is a commerce experience platform. What that actually means, rather than just the acronym, is we really are trying to make every impression as relevant as possible. What we do with that and how we go about that is really through an AI-powered core or engine. And a lot of the stuff that Erin just said, we try and bring a lot of that data in as well. So being able to build those segments, being able to build people based on either where their location is, whether they're affinities for certain brands, colors, sizes, or where they're at in their customer life cycle. So whether they're a first-time purchaser or a first-time visitor to the site, whether they're one of your loyal customers, we want to be able to highlight those different segments in order to then use and utilize the tools that Nosto has available to it. As part of that core, we also include an A/B testing solution that allows you to prove with data really what's working and what's not working and test that out, as well as the ability to create and manage global merchandising rules. And I'll touch on that a little bit in a second. But with that core and with that engine and how it really ties into Shopify Markets and the ability to scale, is we've got a number of solutions that enable people to be able to use in different ways. It's either product-related things or content-related things. The product-related things are things like product recommendations, bundling, search, merchandising. Those are the real things that we can impact on a product level. When it comes to content, it's things like content personalization, UGC, and pop-ups as well as being able to interact with your email providers that you're using. So with all those modules in mind and everything that's been said by both John and Erin, we really want to be able to help people make those customized experiences across those different markets that they're operating in. the behaviors of your clients in North America might be very different to your behavior of your clients, not just in EMEA, but perhaps the UK. And it might be different again for Germany or different again for Sweden. So what we want to be able to do is create those specific experiences in each of those regions to ultimately give you the best chance of conversion, boosting your revenue, or whatever your business objectives are as well. As you can see, and from what we've said there as well, making the experience relevant and localized is one of the key things. And that could be, as John mentioned, their experience, whether they use apps more or whether it's a certain language they want or a certain currency that they want to see things in. Making sure that you have the ability to do that is what Nosto helps people do when it comes to Shopify markets. What we try and do is make it as easy as possible, though. So we want to give people the ability to either create global campaigns that you can apply across your different regions, and using Shopify markets makes that really easy. So you could have one rule that covers kind of everywhere, but then what you have the really good ability to do is learn from the data, analyze what's going on in each of those regions, and then customize those experiences per country, per region, to ultimately meet the needs of the customers in that. We've seen some really good examples where the buying profiles, for example, in the UK, as an example, was much more multi-purchase. So things like product recommendations being added in at the cart, that seemed to drive a lot more behavior where people were just adding an additional item, increasing the average order value and the basket value, and checking out more with additional items than the one they were purchasing. And that's using the data of things like frequently bought together items to then put those as an option when it came to the cart. That didn't quite work as well. What we've seen with some of our North American clients, it just wasn't having the same impact. So actually more of their recommendations happened on the PDP, adding and creating bundles there rather than the checkout. So those different nuances between the markets, Shopify markets really helps you allow to do that. What we like to think as Nosto is we can help execute a lot of those things that Shopify markets is enabling. But for us, it's one of the greatest ways to scale. We want to try and help make it as easy as possible. So please do reach out if you have any questions. But that's all from me.
Fantastic. Thanks, Brian. I love the idea that with Shopify Markets, with Nosto, you could sort of take what you know from the markets you started in as a baseline and then go in and A/B test off the back of that and then build a whole new strategy, essentially, at the end of the day, but through that kind of testing. When I think about the amount of data that sits between Nosto, Triple Whale, etc., it's quite scary. Fantastic. Thank you, Brian. And last but not least, SJ, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for hanging in there. I have learned so much already from everyone and have my notes, so thank you for that insight. The feature that I'll speak about right now from our Just point of view, which is all about the on-site experience, is being able to sync with Shop from a product side. And Shop Pay, right? That's probably something we've experienced more on the consumer side, maybe versus the setup side and actually dealing with this on the back end. So I just want to highlight like where you can really take this kind of shop integration and like we've all been talking about data, like where that data can really lead to in terms of segmentation later on in your other channels. So Shop, of course, is meant to provide a really speedy checkout. It is also meant to get someone into an ecosystem that Shopify is creating to really support brands. So at a high level, really awesome what we're trying to do in creating like just another marketplace or storefront, you can think about it, that is highlighting where shoppers are like having that intent to shop. Now, I'm looking at this now from the Just side of like, what can you feed into Shop or how can you really enable Shop versus it just being something that someone signs into whenever they're about to check out, right? Or if it remembers your browser, something like that. So with Just we are kind of leading that pop-up experience with lead capture on your website. And here what we've done with our integration is whenever you do have that new visitor that's signing in with your lead capture, that's also going to just sign them into their Shop account. So right away, you are applying any kind of coupon code for whatever offer to their checkout that is going to be the native checkout on your website, and also to Shop if you have that enabled. So creating something that's really seamless. You're not giving any friction there when it comes to actually redeeming what you're giving. And then also what you're giving Shop and your Just account is this new lead. that you can then nurture to show a really specific cart abandonment message or exit message, for example, which is all really meant to be implemented to increase conversion of that session. So I mean, the dream is to have everyone convert on that first session when they arrive on site. That doesn't always happen, but with pop-ups, you can be really mindful, and you can be more proactive and aggressive, but in a really good way with these pop-ups. And after someone has signed into shop, you have their lead capture and they're a new lead. So this doesn't only apply to new shoppers. So if we could go to our next slide, kind of highlight, like, what are you doing behind the scenes then to feed people into this whole shop experience? And with Just it is all about first starting out with your segment. So I love that Aaron got into segmentation and how you can actually track those different tags and segments. So here is maybe where you are applying segments and being proactive and engaging with them on your website. So we have different segments like window shoppers, people that are abandoning cart, or just leaving your website, right? That might be a great opportunity for a lead capture. It's not something that I would recommend for the holidays right now, where you do want to focus on just giving them an ungated offer. So something post-holiday. But when it comes to these are segments that you can have a separate lead capture for each type of visitor. And then that is what's feeding into your shop and getting someone into that checkout mode. There's also different incentives that we can feed into shop with the coupon code that you're showing in the lead capture. And I'm just sharing these because I get a lot of feedback when we're building out experiences that, we don't want a discount. Maybe that's not the ideal. And while it is easy and it does perform well during the holidays, these are just some ideas, of course, when it comes to kind of building trust and getting that credibility to go through the finish line. We see touching on returns or exchange windows and guarantees being really key, especially when we're more in that gifting period, right? And then if you do have a higher discount to provide, that's really key to giving that at the best moment. So for holidays, the best moment is right when they arrive on your website, because it's so easy to browse and hop from brand to brand. So you do want to just give them what they came for right when they get to your website. And then the last point I'll show here for the type of visitors we're feeding into the shop experience, it can be based off of sources. So when you have a lead capture, maybe you don't want to target by those specific segments mentioned above. You could get into based off of where you're putting your efforts offline. And that could be into influencers or creators, any kind of referral system that you have, or anything that's really feeding into like how that you're creating that loyal community and where they're coming to from your SMS or email flows. We can get into the next slide. So here's an example of kind of how all that would tie together when I'm thinking about channels, the right message, frictionless experience. We have Tipsy Elves as an example. They're an awesome site that right now they're selling Halloween costumes. That's for adults and a whole family. They're great. And you can see the first step here is you get an email, right? Then you're taken directly to the website. The idea is that we want them to click through. So we're saving that coupon code for when they arrive on the website and targeting their UTM. So we have this code, and then the last step there is that it's being applied to checkout, and it's also being applied to that shop checkout. So for one, we already know we have their email, right? Clearly they came from email, so we don't want to serve up a lead capture. We just want to be really upfront with our offer right now during holiday time, and that's naturally just going to feed into whichever checkout channel that they go through. And where this pop-up comes into play is getting that conversion during the session. So we can look here just at some quick stats for Tipsy Elves. And when someone doesn't see this pop-up, when we do have that control group, we see conversion at 11%. Not too bad, right? That's something. But when we do have visitors engaged, meaning they trigger this pop-up by coming from that UTM, they actually click on the code to apply, that conversion rate hops up to 33%. And you can see it's almost triple from mobile and desktop. And this experience, like this one pop-up, is contributing to 5+% of their revenue. So what we're doing here is really supplementing your offline channels and ensuring that we're prioritizing getting them to the next step, which is the checkout page, shop page for this session. And that's all from me.
Amazing. Thank you. It's really interesting. As you say, as a consumer, you see the shop experience perhaps more than you see some of those other bits and pieces. And I have always wondered, how do you make something that can be quite standard, quite very on brand and get people coming back through it. So really, really good suggestions there. Thank you. And also I need a Halloween costume, and you've just really helped me out.
Excellent.
So there you have it. Those are the Shopify features you should be using if you want to drive growth for your store. If you want to explore any of those features or tools in more detail, then I'm sure each of these guys would really love to connect with you. A huge thank you to all of our experts as they exit the stage. There were some super interesting suggestions and insights in there. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us. So thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And
everybody.
with that, I'm afraid to say the final session of Loyalty Connect, the Autumn Edition, comes to a close. So all that remains is for me to say more thank yous, really. Thank you so much to everybody who has spoken across the past 2 days. It's been an amazing lineup, and we've been able to cover so many topics and learn so much. Thank you also to everybody who's dialed in for a second, a whole session, or perhaps the whole thing. It's been really fulfilling for us to see so many of the same brands join us yesterday and then dial in again today. So we really do hope that you found value in the content, and we'll be sharing all the recordings as well as using them to create more great content for you over the coming months. So stay tuned for much more Loyalty Connect over the next few weeks. We'll also be sending out a survey, so if you have thoughts on how we can improve things for next time, then do let us know, or you can use this QR code on screen here to give us your feedback right away. Lastly, I would just like to thank all of my amazing team who have pulled off not one, but 2 stellar Loyalty Connect events in 2024. We've got lots of great stuff planned for the new year too, and we're really looking forward to welcoming you out of the peak period with more good opportunities for loyalty learning. Speaking of the peak period, very best of luck from all of us here at Loyalty Line. We wish you a stress-free and a highly lucrative BFCM. We'd like to help in any way that we can, and you can reach us via the live chat on our website or on LinkedIn and our other social channels too. Thank you again for joining us. We will see you again soon.